Morgan lost the base here, okay. Oh my god, we lost the base. So it doesn't actually jump at 20 turns, but so we need to hurry. Then we lost the base. This is quite a loss. That's a big mistake on my side. This will be a very interesting episode, I think. We have a completely new system. We have a new patch with a huge change. Psych system is changed a lot. It's not completely changed, but it's changed a lot. It was at the first place before, so it's a huge change. I'll go through it and explain it. I think this is major improvement to the system and the game, how it works. Just before that, I wanted to actually explain this base flood and this mechanic, because we talked the last couple of days and I figured it out. Actually, Will2Power developer figured it out and then explained it to me because I was asking how it worked. And if you remember, we lost the base here, so it was at 10-meter heights and it got flooded. And the base is nowhere to be found, but the tile is still there, and you can see it's 647 meters elevation, which is weird if the base flooded and how the land has risen. So the answer is in Alpha Centauri elevation mechanic, and it's hidden, so developer found it in code. And the point is that the game will not allow you in any moment to have a coast higher than 1000 meters. And that actually happens if you try to flood this tile. This tile is almost 2 kilometers, so the game does not allow you to actually flood this tile and that you have a 2000 mountain next to the sea. I don't know exactly why does it happen in the real world, maybe not. So whatever was the choice of the developers, elevation levels must be continuous, so C, and then this has to be below 1 kilometer, which then forced the game to actually recalculate this tile because it didn't want to flood it. It probably divided it somehow with some of the heights from these tiles, and it ended up with 647 meters, so the tile is still there. And the other tiles, I think, flooded, they reduced the elevation by 50 meters, which they should, like, that's the math. The flood said, I think, 260 meters or something like that. The elevation will be dropping more and more, so more bases are in danger. So it's going step by step, so the water is coming. So in any case, once when you understand the system, it's logical how it flooded and why the tile is still here. It's a bit weird, like, but it's the way the game works. And changing that would, I don't know, maybe even break the game. There is another thing, the base doesn't have to completely be destroyed, it depends on the size, and no, I forgot it, but there is a mechanic explained. You can find it on Discord and Will2Power mechanics. So smaller bases, I think below population 5 or 3, there is a chance they will get completely destroyed. But larger bases like this one is endangered. This one would, I think, lose a half population, and then it would automatically get pressure dome, which we are having here. So at least you will not lose large bases, but they will lose half the population. This one is also in danger. I have the pressure dome, that's excellent. This one is endangered. This one is getting pressure dome next turn. And I checked all the bases. I think we are safe for the time being. Now back to the second thing, I have to fix my bases because the Psych system is changed. I will explain you the reasoning and why the system is, I think, better and improved. If you didn't watch my Psych tutorial and you don't know much about Psych and drones, I suggest you also take a look at that one. I try to cover everything about how Psych works, so it will be very useful if you don't understand how the drones work. That is vanilla system, and I explained it there in detail. Psych has one major problem, and that is that it comes first and then it tries to fix super drones before drones, and it wastes lots of its effect. That happens when you actually, that you can see when you try to increase the Psych to 10 or 20%. Usually the Psych slider has no effect because it's fixing the super drones here, and then it hits the breakpoint, and then it starts to fix some of the drones that you can see here. And eventually, if you bump the slider to 100%, it just stops the working because there is a Psych cap. I switched the base. Okay, so in order to eliminate that effect, the Psych is to eliminate that waste. Psych is moved to the last place, so it will not waste any more points and any more energy. Yeah, another small change here, you can see that now, I'll click this. You can see now that these super drones, they have like this tattoo above their eyebrow. And you can also see super drones here in the base screen that you couldn't before. And the problem that this Psych change solves is that if the super drone was here, and then if it was fixed by facilities, then actually the Psych would fix it and waste its points on that drone when it's not needed because facilities fix it. And then after this one is fixed, Psych would go and maybe turn these into talents. But it would have, of course, less Psych because it wasted some on this. That's now, of course, not the case. Psych will actually work here and it will not fix already fixed citizens. That's one improvement. Of course, this makes Psych stronger. That's why now it takes 4 points of Psych instead of 2 to improve the citizen. For example, to fix drone into citizen, it takes 4 points instead of 2 in vanilla, and to turn a citizen into talent, it's also 4 points. When you consider waste and the change, it's roughly the same system, if not even buffed. Psych might be slightly too strong now. And here you can see effect for citizens, so 18 Psychs that is invested by Psych slider, 9 plus 9 energy bonus from Holo Theater and something else. It's 18 Psych, so divide that by 4 and you'll get 4 citizen. That's 16 and the 2 Psych is actually wasted here. But the cool thing now is that when you move the slider up and down, it's immediately visible on the last row and on the base screen. There's more changes. I don't want to go into super details, but facilities and police are slightly weaker. Facilities and police are working the same until they actually run into super drones than in vanilla, because now facilities and the police will not immediately fix super drone, which was like kind of a cheat. It ignored the math system in the game. Facilities and police in a sense break the Psych rules. Since the Psych is now fixed this way, the developer decided to simplify facilities and police and to make everything consistent. Once you figure it out, it's really easy to understand how the drones and super drones are fixed. And one other important thing that's fixed that was like confusing me from the first even Tinker Santiago episode was that you could simply fix these drones by just adding a specialist there. So I just add technician and the drone is fixed. And how weird is that? Super angry citizen that doesn't want to work and go riot is now simply specialist and he is fixed and it actually gives you lots of energy. Well, no more, that's now fixed. So you actually don't convert anymore these drones into specialists. If I click to convert a specialist, game will actually convert the first citizen you have. And the specialists are just moved, so we converted the citizen. If I try to convert this one, the game will actually convert the citizen. So you can have your specialist if you want, but you have to actually fix the drones. The way you do that is actually by investing Psych or using Psych specialist. These were mostly useless in vanilla and Tinker, but now you actually have a reason to use them because they will fix the drone and give you energy. See, much better. So you get some energy and fix drones, and this guy just gives energy and doesn't fix anything. So you cannot just cheat the system by adding these. Actually, 2 empaths here like fix the issues nicely. The display here was also changed. There are no specialists here because they push out the drones and break the visual display and calculation. So you can now clearly see all the drones and what happens here. I think this is a great change. It actually makes these Psych specialists more important and in a sense fix something that could be considered as an exploit. Also note that empath, and I don't have a doctor here, but empath and doctor give +4 Psych, and that is to keep the 1-to-1 ratio. So 1 empath or 1 doctor will fix 1 drone, as is in the game in vanilla. And one last thing, this description is changed here, you can read it. But here it says the energy is allocated to Psych at 4.1 conversion ratio. And this ratio is chosen to prevent exploits. So if you try to place technicians all the way as you could in vanilla, the game will keep pushing them. Eventually you get to the situation when you cannot convert now anyone, you have just drones as you should. And if you try to push out this drone and use technicians, then what the game does is it adds Psych to actually fix these citizens. And the way how the game adds Psych to allow you this, so for example, to convert this drone into technician, you need to fix it, and you need, I think, 8 Psych. And then if I click this, you get here to Psych 48. That is because now the game is auto-converting energy to Psych to make this possible, and then and you actually lose the energy, and this is not profitable because this guy cannot produce as much energy as it's needed to fix the drone. In that sense, when you have drone, it's better to use empath, which is producing like 6 energy instead of technician, which is producing 4 econ. So it works something like that. These are, I think, most of the changes. I don't want to confuse you. I may actually try to create like a guide for this because I think it's really good system. And now I actually need to fix my bases and to see where did we stop. So we are in a war against Lal and Yang. Lal was no major problem, but he was attacking us with airplanes. We have a worm here. And then Yang didn't have the greatest tech, but he has land access here, so we have to be careful. Oh, look at this, this is interesting. So this is flooded but still alive. Yang here is also killing Deirdre, so we will have to go and deal with this. It's probably easier to conquer all this than, I guess, to conquer Lal. But Lal has all those sweet wonders. Okay, let's fix the bases. So Psych is at 20%. I don't think I want to add more energy to Psych. So this base is maybe better than it was before, or no. We have only 3 drones fixed here because Gene Jack is actually turning one citizen into drone back. That was fixed by Tinker developer. It wasn't working exactly as it should. So all this situation now is actually making these research hospitals more interesting, since they have 25% labs, 25% psych, and then labs 50. Another thing we can do is actually switch to better energy squares, so 2-7 from borehole fixes the base, that's sweet. It's enough energy to affect third citizen, see, beautiful. So this fixes the base, we have lots of energy here, the base grows. I will build an extra defensive probe here because this base here had issues, I remember that. The base lost children's scratch, it's building another probe. I'll switch it back to children's scratch actually, and then I'll use this probe to send it here. And look at this now, in the way the system was changed, this base will now enter into golden age. That's the strength of Psych when Psych gets lost, so it will turn 2 of the citizens into talents. We didn't have this before, because before Psych would fix these, and then they would get again fixed by facilities. So this is one example where you get the bonus. Also here, it's probably smart to focus growth like this. This base also doesn't work anymore. And we have to use the empath. See, this empath is enough to fix the super drone. That's sweet. Affects 5 citizen. Okay. Good. Technician doesn't work, so has to be empath. Hub complex for 7 pop base, that's okay. And we have one probe to protect us. Capital doesn't have boreholes, but it grows quickly. We will want now a research hospital in there. I like that, and then we have to use empaths. And 1 is not enough, so has to use 2, unfortunately. We get a talent for our trouble. But the base is growing, it's not super quick. This base is also good. I'll build a colony pod actually, before I forget. So we want to replace the base we lost here. This base is getting the Silk Chaos Cruiser. Okay, that's Navy for us. And I wanted to build some foil probe teams. Okay, I guess to steal the techs. The base has super drone, so it cannot fix it easily, unfortunately. Have to use 2 empaths. This base seems good. We have 2 empath rovers, okay. And then we can use the forest. So we are building Silk Chaos Infantry. We wanted units to attack. Guy. Yeah, this base gets these tiles, it's pretty good. So the base is building the garrison, okay, and this is attacking unit. We don't have AAA units yet. That's one problem why we cannot like hurt him. Okay, this base had some units. I upgraded one of these. I need to upgrade this one, also veteran. And then this is empath. We can get rid of the worm. That's cool. I don't really have money, so cannot rush things, and I have to use another empath. Technician just won't do. You cannot replace drones anymore. Not sure what happened here. We lost all the forests. This is the river that we made. I created the river here and it went this way, like a ton of tiles. But unfortunately it says it will flood. That's why I'm actually raising terrain. I should do that more. So I'm raising terrain here. I will also raise terrain here. I hope it's not expensive. 9 credits, cool.
Cannot execute order.
No, the game doesn't give me, because it moves the land near the Marine Institute. Okay. I will help then this farmer. And these 2 units are going here. So we are amassing units here. The idea was to kill Lal.
Turn complete.
Then I will need extra units here, but okay. This base just can do this, sweet. Gene Jack factory, and I think the idea in this base was to build ships. And then we use ships like to conquer on this side, right? I should probably do that before Hive gets too strong. He has million bases, he will get strong. So build me a couple of cruisers. It will get cheaper because we are getting Gene Jack. It's 50% mineral bonus. This base now also needs help. I'll go this way. Do I have a research hospital? I will build it. This base as well, and then I can probably use this. No. Has to do that. It was much easier when I had an extra citizen. I think I fixed all my bases here, and then let's get to the jungle. Okay, this one has to use this. This one is fine, have lots of units here, so I can defend well. Fine. And this one is getting pressure dome, so I rush this, I think, because it's endangered. I can go and force Holo Theater. Hold unfortunately takes 2 turns. So there is ever slight chance to actually lose this base. I hope it will not die next turn. If I do 30%, it's not enough. 40. Still not enough. I'll just risk it. I hope it doesn't die. And then there is this base, and this is actually nasty since it's super drone here. You cannot easily fix it, and see, I have to just move them all. So this actually quite punishes captured bases. And I like really need Holo Theater. And yeah, it will lose some food, but it can survive for quite some time. Okay, let's click next turn and see what happens. I had a crash on next turn, so I reported a bug and developer was quick to fix it, so I replayed the turn. I think pretty much the same, maybe there's just slight difference somewhere. And the bug should be fixed, so let's see now, the next turn. Spartans lost this base, okay. I lost some unit here. I didn't even know that I had a unit there. This one? Okay. Oh my god. That's 2 units lost. Manufacturing variance. Ah, that's the base that Morgans had in Hive's territory.
Golden Age begun.
Okay, Golden Age. Let's just proceed.
Production complete.
And here I obviously forgot something. Okay. That's a bit unfortunate. Ah, I didn't forget anything. So I finished the gene check factory, so it removed the drone here and then created a problem. See, that's like something that game cannot handle for you. Okay, we'll go this way. And this is it. So, this is unfortunate. I'll catch him here. So, I actually lost 2 units. Damn, that's bad. And these are strong units that will delay us a bit, but we have lots of units. Gonna then kill this guy. Let's see if he's here. Should he be here? No, there's no one here. Ah, he stole my unit here, I think. Okay. Now I can actually use this unit as well. Can I protect it? Well, let's hope that does it. You go in as well. No, you cannot. So we'll see now, maybe we lose both. Okay, okay. We'll do it this way and let's hope that it will be fine. So I'm gathering more units here. Once we gather like 10, there is 6, 7, 8. Couple more, then I will try to go here and kill him. I do need to switch from free market, otherwise I cannot go out, and this unit is actually causing no problems. University base. We have 2 drones. yeah, and see. Interestingly enough, Psych is now doing better against pacifism. It can now fix the pacifism drones. You just need a little bit extra Psych. Before it couldn't even fix it since it acted here. And the Psych pacifism drones would appear here later in the calculation. But I'm anyway here. The calculation is such that I'm actually forced to turn off those things. This is a bit unfortunate. Well, let's play this turn. So I would really like this base to grow more. I don't see anything that I would like immediately. I can use more farmers actually, that's a good idea. And hub complex gives actually +1 growth. The developer fixed it and then changed it to +1, so it always gives +1 growth, which is interesting. So considering there is 16 columns and 5 rows, that's 80 food. So 10% is 8 food. So that's like 6, 7, 1 turn faster to get to the next pop. I mean, long term it's worth it. Otherwise I can build a unit. I think I'll go for the former. Okay, so this base has pretty much everything it needs. Let's just build units, I think. I could build a research hospital, but I will focus on units. These are the strongest units that we have. So I just noticed that these are the same cost because the reactor is reducing the price. So this is amphibious unit, but I don't need that. Still, it's interesting. So 651. And if I go to the workshop and check the abilities, look at this. Encryption, for example, we just lost a unit to probe. So if I use this one, it's double the cost to subvert. So I could build a couple of these. Secure 8, and without that 6. So it is more expensive. That doesn't work. So amphibious is the same cost, 60 minerals. It says here 0. So ECM is 80 and secure is 80. I could perhaps add one of these units to the stack. I think it would be a good idea. So this one takes an extra turn, but I will build one. Let's try it. So this is will to power thing. In will to power, this unit will give encryption to the units around it, so it will be much harder to steal them. Otherwise, in vanilla, only this unit is harder to steal, and the others around, they are the same. Let's try it for science. Maybe it's not worth it totally, but okay. I will rush this one. I just noticed the probe here. Okay, that's the probe. So is this the one that has stolen my unit? I can actually bombard it, but it has armor. That did nothing. So bombardment would like kill an armored unit. This is enhanced unit. Luckily he cannot get into my base. I could try to kill it with this. Bye bye. That was weird. Instant resolution combat. Well, okay, it worked. So these secure units are maybe something when you have a large production. Why not? This side looks safer now. I will control H this. Pressure dome is done next turn. How much is this?
Insufficient energy.
And this is also expensive.
Energy.
I need more farmers here. I'll switch this to farmer rather. And that's easy to rush. I will also add a farmer here. That will give us some economic power. We'll need decent bases here as well. Then this all can be settled. Quick look at secret projects. So only peacekeepers are building this one, Follows Motugan. Centauri genetics. Oh. Reduces the effect of industry on planet's ecology to all bases. All units receive the same defensive bonus on fungus as native life forms receive. Oh, this is interesting. So you get 50% defensive bonus in fungus. Let's explore 8. He's advanced. Well, hopefully I'll kill him so that he doesn't get these super good techs. And regarding technology, we are actually getting something next year. Okay, let's click next turn and then see what we get, what happens, and I guess we can finish this episode. Okay, build farm. So we also can move this guy. 2 movements.
Terraform complete.
Terraform up. And help.
Turn complete.
So we'll raise land here next turn, or not. Let's see what happens. Okay, that's bad. He took Lotus Bay with mind control. I mean, he could just enter here. So we absolutely need to start conquering these bases. They are probably half empty. Okay, Morgan is being useful. Spartans have units, that's good also. And then we can have a rat.
Oh, it's great stuff, great stuff. You really have to keep an eye on it, though. It'll try and slide away from you the first chance it gets. T.M. Morgan Riley, Morgan Metagenics.
Okay, this is one of these late game techs. So we got a fusion lab in cold fusion and fusion laser. That's sweet. So actually, stronger weapon we need it since he has 5 defenders. That's silk steel, and this is 8 power. Cool. I should actually now upgrade my units before attacking him. I have probably time. And Fusion Labs is the same, it's awesome, although for maintenance, but it's worth it. And then we get all these new units, I'll just say no. Explore and Conquer, that's our default focus, we'll leave it at that. This base is unfortunately unhappy. Yeah, we must have now these holo theaters, since we are in free market. I'm glad to see that now Spartans have some units, so they will create problems. Okay, well that is I think enough for the episode, then we'll see in the next one, we'll be fresh and then we'll just go and try to make some real progress regarding warfare, hopefully. Thank you for watching.